Hi, we're Shannon and Jerry Arner.
And our dog, Betty White.
Your hosts of the Arner Adventures podcast.
Could we have named it something more creative? Probably. But it's the name of our blog. It's our last name. We're on an adventure. Yada, yada, yada. After owning our own business, working 24/7.
And don't forget a mental breakdown in between.
We made a lifestyle change and decided to make the most out of life.
We sold our house, most of our belongings, downsized, and moved to the coast.
We live life minimally, but fully.
We live each day as an adventure.
This show will help you learn how to live life more fully, with more intention, by experiencing more, and with less stuff.
We'll talk about our own experiences, interview others who have much to share by creating a spark in our lives.
Some days we'll share real-life ongoings of what we're going through, and others will talk about our favorite flavor of waffle.
Come join our adventure.
It's the Arner Adventures Podcast. Hello, everyone. I'm Jerry.
And I'm Shannon.
Betty White, our golden gal, is hanging here with us, and we're back for episode 78 of the Arner Adventures Podcast.
This is a Shannon and Jerry focused episode today. We're trying to do this a little bit more, so here we are. But first, before we get into this exciting convo, let's get to our review of the week.
Our review comes from Elliot Rocket. Elliot Rocket says, "This podcast is a hidden gem that I just discovered. I love the Arner story of leaving the stuff behind and going for the materially simple life so they can experience more. Glad I found this and encourage you to listen to bring some light to your day."
Well, thank you so much, Elliot Rocket. What a wonderful name, first of all.
Yeah, can't forget that.
No,
right?
we really appreciate you taking the time to leave us a review. We say every single week that, if you'd like to support us and our podcast, please leave us a 5-star review or rating in the platform you're listening to us on. If you're in Spotify, you can just click the 5 stars. If you're on Apple, you can leave a detailed one. I think Podchaser has detailed. Whatever you're listening to us on, if it has the capability, please leave us a 5-star review. It helps to serve us up to other people who may enjoy content like ours.
You got that right. And on today's podcast, we talk a lot on our blog about setting boundaries. We have guests who talk about how important it is to set boundaries. Shauna Knuckles was a great episode for that.
Yes.
Yeah, one of the things that is important with setting boundaries is saying no.
For sure. And we're going to link the episode with Shauna Knuckles down in the show notes. If you did not listen to that one, please do. Like our story, terrible burnout led to her being ill, and she had to learn to set boundaries and say no to things that she couldn't or did not want to do. And so a recent blog post that we just had was about saying no without hurting someone's feelings, because there's easy ways to just say no. You should be able to just say no and walk away. But a lot of us are really concerned about, how that will affect the other people. It's usually people we love who we, have trouble saying no to. So we thought, a lot of you said it's easier said than done. How do you actually implement these?
So we thought it'd be easier to actually put them into vocal statements on the podcast to have you hear them, how they sound, and how we can use them.
Yes. So we have a top 10 list, and we're going to go ahead and go through them so that you can hear how we actually do it.
Let's proceed.
So the first one is the one that is my go-to. I do it and I vocalize it. I use it in emails, texts, whatever. But my go-to is, when someone asks me something I don't want to do or can't do, unfortunately, I don't have the bandwidth for that right now. I'm happy to suggest somebody else or something else you can do, but I'm just going to have to decline. And there's something about that word bandwidth that lets people know. It's like they get this mental picture in their head that, oh, there's a lot going on and she just can't do it. And that's usually the truth. Yeah. So that is my go-to. That's my ride or die answer when someone asks me something I can't do.
Yeah, I think that's taken a little more seriously when you throw in a word like bandwidth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 2, I understand how important this is to you, and I appreciate your eagerness. However, I need to focus on my personal well-being, and I'm unable to make a commitment to it at this time.
You struggle with that one. So do you?
I did. I was trying to make a commitment to number 2, and I just,
I think when with people in your life who mean a lot to you and you're struggling, if you're just honest and you say, you know what, I understand this is important. Like you said, I understand your eagerness to get this done, but I really have to focus on my well-being. And I can't do it. And I think that at least in situations that I have struggled with, some people get it and they are like, cool, all right, I get it. Some people don't get it and they don't even take that and they keep asking you. And you might have to go on to other things, which we're going to get to.
Yeah, and I think if you have a service mentality, sometimes you tend to want to be of service before taking
Hmm.
care of yourself. And honestly, the more you can take care of yourself, the better you can be of service. So
That's right.
that's how all that works. It's all about balance.
That's right.
Hmm.
So, number three is, I would love to help, but I'm currently prioritizing some personal projects and they are requiring my full attention. Or you can say with that, I'm just not the right fit for that project. And that kind of goes back into, I've got some personal shit going on and I
Yeah.
can't I
Hmm.
can't prioritize your project, but it's a nice way of saying it.
Yeah. Yeah. It is. It is. And it kind of, yeah, it puts a good question there for them, but they're like, oh, well, yeah, maybe she's not the right fit. Okay. We don't want her, him, her,
Him or
whatever,
her.
yeah.
Right. Get ready to set the perfect summer ambiance with Southern Oak Artisan, our trusted sponsor for this episode.
Southern Oak Artisan specializes in crafting 100% natural soy candles that not only enhance the aesthetics of your space, but also prioritize your health. These candles are made with non toxic ingredients, ensuring a safe and enjoyable breathing experience. So say goodbye to overpowering scents.
With an array of delightful summer options like lime but no salt and their new Mayberries candle that is strawberry guava scented. OMG, you're going to be spoiled for choice when it comes to selecting your favorite scent.
What's even better is that Southern Oak Artisan's 100% natural soy candles are handmade right here in our home state of North Carolina. But don't worry, if you're not local, they ship all across the United States.
Ready to bring the captivating scents of Southern Oak Artisan into your home this summer? Head over to arneradventures.com/Southern Oak Artisan, where you can grab our exclusive discount code and link to save on your soy candle purchase.
That's arneradventures.com/Southern Oak Artisan. Make sure to check the show notes for easy access.
It's time to elevate your space with the essence of summer. And now let's dive back into the show. Okay.
So, but that works for you. So that's good.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to roll on to number 4. Unfortunately, I cannot take on the entire project, but I can offer to help with a specific task or provide guidance if needed. Would that be acceptable to you?
Yeah. So with that one, I was thinking about different situations in my life where if you ask someone who knows me to describe me, one of the words they will use to describe me is that I have a lot of drive and I'm organized. That's 2 words.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
those 2 words often put me in situations where they want me to spearhead a project. And lots of times I'm like, gosh, I don't mind volunteering my time. I just can't take on the whole thing. I really want to help. I really want to, I don't know. I'm thinking about like volunteering with shelters, or if you volunteer with like Dirt Day and we were in
Hmm.
Wake Forest, and it's all of a sudden I'm owning the whole event, and I
Yeah.
don't want to own the whole event. And so that's a really good situation where you say, I can't take on this whole thing, but give me a task and I'll get it done. And
Yeah.
if you want to add in that, would that be acceptable to you? You can, or you can just leave it at that.
Well, yeah, because sometimes when people are in a bind and they really need help, and they're not trying to put one over on you, but they might be in a bind and we have this project, would you help? And they're not giving you the full scope of it, possibly
Right.
because they know you'd be overwhelmed. And if you do volunteer for the whole thing, the next thing they tell you is, okay, we'll be flying you to Toledo for 10 days and then
And you own the whole project.
and then, yeah. And then, boy, your whole life is flipped.
And by the way, find a team that can help you. We don't have anybody, but you're going to have to find them.
Right.
No.
Yeah. So you never know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
People mean well, but So we're going to move on. Number 5 is, I like this one. No, I'm sorry, but I can't do that. That's just,
Period.
Yeah. Period. Yeah.
I love that. It's
Yeah.
like, if you just want to, that's really all you should have to say.
It is all you should
And
have to
I'm
say.
saying that as a person who does not leave it at that. I always talk about
Yeah.
I have, the bandwidth thing, and I feel like I have to do a little bit more explaining, but you really don't. No, I'm sorry, but I can't do that.
Yeah, no, I know. Sometimes I can be pretty direct like that, but yeah, in certain situations, sometimes you tend to tiptoe around the straight talk, and
yeah.
But no, that's boy, if you can go for it, yeah, number 5, should be your go-to.
Well, number 6 is very similar. It's a little on the direct, but a little bit more, I guess, maybe polite. But I appreciate the offer, but I'm going to have to pass.
Yeah.
Period.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, that has
a little nicer, but I'll have to pass. And sometimes I don't even appreciate the offer.
But
I'm just like, I appreciate you asking me. Really, I don't.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to pass.
That's like we took number 5 and it was reworked by Miss Manners.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's
Let's
true.
just put a little sugar coating on it, and it's, basically number 5.
Are you ready to take your email marketing to the next level? We've got a game-changing platform that will revolutionize the way you connect with your audience.
Say goodbye to complicated email marketing platforms. Flowdesk is the ultimate productivity tool that simplifies everything, making your life so much easier.
We used to rely on MailChimp, but once we discovered Flowdesk, there was no turning back. Flowdesk takes email marketing to a whole new level of personalization, affordability, aesthetics, and efficiency.
Picture yourself creating beautiful, eye-catching layouts and seamless workflows that leave a lasting impression on your recipients. Flowdesk truly enhances the entire email experience.
As a digital marketing expert, I can confidently say that Flowdesk is a must-have for any business. When working with my clients, I always recommend making the switch to Flowdesk first.
And here's the exciting part. We've secured a special 50% off link for you to try out Flowdesk. Experience its incredible features and see the difference for yourself. Once you fall in love with it, which we know you will, you'll also save money on your subscription.
Don't miss out on this exclusive offer. Head over to arnerventures.com/Flowdesk to unlock your savings. The link will also be conveniently available in the show notes.
Get ready to revolutionize your email marketing game. And now let's get back to the show. So rolling on anyway, number 7 is, we all like the food references. I have a lot on my plate at the moment, so won't be able to take on any additional tasks.
Right.
Yeah.
I do like that one. And I have said that a lot. I got a lot on my plate.
A lot on the plate.
I can't do it.
Right.
But thank you for asking.
When you got a lot on your plate, you want to sit back and eat,
Lots of times you have a lot on your plate, you don't even have time to eat.
That's true.
It's like, look, are you kidding me? I don't have time to eat. I don't have time to sleep. I got a lot going on, and I cannot add your shit to this plate too.
Yeah. I got a lot on my plate.
That's getting a little harsh about it.
As much as I got on my plate, I can't get a plate out of the cupboard to eat.
I don't have time to wash the plate I was using. God.
Yeah. It's like turning into a Seinfeld.
But here's the thing. If you don't say no and they keep asking you, don't put boundaries up, you start getting resentful of that person.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm saying that as someone who does it constantly.
Yeah.
The people in my life who do not take my no's, which is getting a little bit better, I start resenting them.
Right.
And then I have to get more firm to, I can't do it. Period.
Yeah. So it's better if you sort of stay ahead of those things.
Yeah. So number 8, and I have used this one to people I love. I have learned to set boundaries, and I hope you understand that I need to decline this request. Period.
Yeah.
And that usually works.
Yeah. It sounds eloquent and nicely stated.
And they're like, oh, okay, it's not about me. It's about them. Like, meaning the recipient is like, oh, it's not about me. It's not like she dislikes me or doesn't want to do something that I'm asking her. She's working on herself.
She's evolving, and there's a growth mindset to her, and they can appreciate that.
That's right.
Yeah. Moving on. Number 9. I'd love to help, but I already have something scheduled at that time.
And here's the thing. You got to make sure that you know when they're asking you for this. So if they're like, hey, I need you to do X on, I don't know, next Tuesday. You're like, great. I'm going to tell them right now. I have something going on. No problem. Yeah. But if they're like, I need you to do X, and you're like, oh my gosh, and you're assuming it's next Tuesday, oh my gosh, I have something going on next Tuesday. Oh, well, that's great because it's next Friday.
Right.
And you're
right,
like,
yeah.
oh crap.
You're like, damn.
So
got
you
me on that one.
could lead with, now when
Mhm.
is that?
Yeah.
The schedule is really booked. I'm gonna have to look at that.
Right.
And here's another caveat. If they say, I need you to help with this, or can you help with this? You can put them off by saying, you know what, when I get home, I'm going to really go through my schedule and look at it and see if I can fit it in because I have a lot going on and I'll let you know tomorrow. And then you come home, you get the dates or whatever, and you go, oh my gosh, my schedule is so full.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to decline this.
Mhm. Yeah. So what
I do
you're
that
seeing
often.
here, folks, is a lot of personal little angles you can take to each one of these things.
That's
we're
right.
saying.
It really depends on if you like to avoid or if you like to just nip it at the bud and you're
Yeah.
like, no, I cannot do that.
Mold it into your own personality, your own mindset. And
That's
you know,
right.
That's what we're talking about.
So number 10 is thank you so much for thinking of me.
That puts the ball in your court.
But
Yeah.
I'm unable to take on any more commitments right now.
Yeah.
I am slammed.
Mm-hmm. You've just complimented them. Thank you for thinking of me.
Thank you so much for thinking of me for that task. But gosh.
And they're like, oh, well, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, you really sort of have the leverage.
The advantage.
You have the leverage.
I'm unable to take on any more commitments right now.
There you go.
Now, look, anybody can throw in an I'm sorry with this. I'm so sorry, but I'm trying to get away from that.
Get away from the sorry.
Because I'm trying to get away from making myself a victim in it. Or
yes.
I'm not sorry that I'm keeping my boundaries up.
Right.
It might be unfortunate for your situation that I cannot do it.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to be completely authentic here. I usually go, I'm so sorry. I'm going to have to pass on that.
And there's other talent out there that they could seek besides you, probably not up to your standards or as good a talent as you, but there are other people that could probably help them.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, we're going to link our blog in the bottom that has this blog in more details of why you should say no. It's a really great way of taking care of yourself, a great way to set boundaries, of course, which is something I'm constantly working on and I'm evolving every single day in it. But these are things that you really should learn how to master.
Oh, indeed. I mean, it can really make a difference. And I think you could see the results pretty quickly. And I wouldn't try to take on all of them, but pick out 3 or 4 of your favorites. If this episode resonated with you, or if you know of someone who would benefit from anything we talked about today, or any episode, our guests, or anything, please share it with a friend. It's a great way of supporting the podcast and us, and we really appreciate it.
Another way of supporting the pod is by leaving us a 5-star review rating on the platform you're listening to us on. Oh, and go ahead and hit that subscribe button because that also supports us. We would love that.
You can always find us, links we refer to during the show, and any of the podcast sponsors at arneradventures.com or linked here in these show notes. And until next time, enjoy that journey you're on. We're wishing you lots of adventures.
Adios.
Arrivederci.
Au revoir.
Adios.
Sayonara.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Dos Vidiniana.